Hi everyone, I'm Shika-san. I'm currently a software engineer at Google and a resident of this community for over 10 years. I want to thank all of the freeholders and all of you for joining this presentation tonight. First, I want to start by making a claim. I want to start by saying that a community that has functioning sports leagues where the youth can get together and be competitive is a healthy community. But you might say most communities have that. There are sports leagues provided by the public school system. However, I want to argue that playing sports for your school is a privilege for a small group of people. Even if there are professional sports leagues run by actual coaches in a community, participation in them is also a privilege. It can cost upwards of $200 a month to register for a league. If you're a kid growing up in such a community, you need to be from a specific socioeconomic background. If you play for a school league, then there's nothing to do over the summer if your parents can't afford to keep you busy. If you aren't good at the sport you want to play, then you can't even play for a school league. We can all agree that providing children with productive activities in their community is a key component of giving them a healthy childhood. Having such community-run activities lower chances of youth falling into bad habits and crime, but this is not possible for a large number of children and teenagers, especially in our community, where there's a large immigrant population and many people living below the poverty line. So here's the question I want to try to answer today. Is there an efficient way of running a sports league for people with very little resources? Now, before I propose a solution, I want to explain why running a sports league can be expensive and time consuming. First of all, there's so much paperwork. From keeping track of permission forms, game statistics, player records, finances, to worrying about sending out announcements, there's a lot to do, and professional leagues have several people specifically hired for those tasks. This is just not possible for a group of people with very little resources that want to have a sports league for their children or youth in the community. One solution would be to buy a professional league management system. This is simply too expensive. Subscriptions can cost thousands of dollars a year, and the technologies are so outdated that it's difficult to learn how to use. If there are technologies that are easier to use, they are restricted to schools or college leagues and cannot meet the specific needs of small communities. I want to propose to solve this problem of managing sports leagues with a simple, sleek, and modern web application. Introducing Little League Ledger. This proposed application can manage soccer, football, or hockey leagues in your community. This application is perfect for small leagues with 10 to 15 teams. It is possible to create schedules, keep track of player statistics and game statistics, and much more. Moreover, you can use this app to generate a league schedule, record stats for a game live, and send out announcements to players, and all of this for free. This is purely a non-profit project for which I am volunteering to undertake in order to give back to my community. Now, I want to show you a few screens I have prepared for this application. And these are simply mock-ups that I've created to show you how the application might look like. Here's a screen showing you the league calendar for a league. This calendar can be generated given a few inputs. Let's say you create a league where you want to have matches every weekend. The application will automatically take the teams and create matches between them, set for each weekend. Of course, you can later go in and change specific times and dates. Here you can see a profile for a team and its players. You can see which players are performing well, what the team's standing is, and what each player's position is, and much more. Here's a page that allows you to input stats while you're at the game. One person can observe the game and have the computer open with applications and record statistics for the players. As you can see, this is how it is usually done at a very small league. There's usually very few people that are working and doing a lot of the things. So it's not such an easy task, and hopefully this application will simplify their task. The screenshots I've showed you are merely mock-ups and not a finished product. I really hope to make this project successful so we can provide more positive opportunities to community organizers for interacting with young people. And why me for the project? Well, I've had over half a decade of experience working at Google and writing software for the highest levels of enterprise and social needs. I've created software for some of the biggest companies on earth and mission critical software as well. So this project is, given the resources, a very easy project to undertake for me. This software for managing community sports leagues will require 3 software engineers to complete. We need 2 web developers, one to write the front-end code, the user interface code for application, and the other to set up the back-end processing of the application. We also need a deployment engineer who will help us set up the right infrastructure to keep this app running at minimal cost. We also need, as you can probably guess, a user interface designer in order to make the application intuitive to use. I believe this application can be completed in 3 months and for a budget of only $16,500. You can see the cost breakdown for our budget, and it's not an extravagant project. And besides, I'm not taking a salary. Finally, I want to end with a reminder. This is a project for the growth of our community, and investing in it is investing in yourself. I hope all of us can appreciate what giving disadvantaged children a community sports league means. I hope all of you would consider contributing to this project, and those of you who can be a resource for us to complete this project would volunteer your time. We hope that Little League Ledger would make it easier for community workers to provide an option to the youth and to allow them to use their time wisely by making it easier to create sports leagues. Thank you.